Today I'm going to take you through how to use the Bluetooth widget. Basically, this is a widget that allows you to communicate with any open Bluetooth device. As long as you know the API to communicate with it, you should be able to send and receive signals from it. So this, as you can see here on the top right corner, this is a simple Arduino project that I put together. This is the Arduino controller here. This is a simple LED display. This is an LED that turns on and off. And basically all this does is allow you through a Bluetooth interface to turn the light on, off, and see how many times it turned on. So let's get started with setting up a widget. So we add a widget. Go all the way to the bottom, add a Bluetooth widget. Let's call this BT test. And let's give it an icon. Let's do, that's fine. Okay, so right out of the box you get code that illustrates a simple interaction that you may have with a Bluetooth device. In this case, we'll take you through a dry run. So let's actually take a look at this guy. You'll see here that it has this Bluetooth image here, search for paired devices. So right here, because it knows it's the browser, it'll only give you a list of dummy devices so that you're able to test your code. If you click on any one of these, it gives you an off and on switch that sends a 0 and a 1 to your Bluetooth device. So let's see how this works. If we come here, let's eliminate anything that we don't need. Here we have a div that has Bluetooth BG image as a class, which is basically this class right here. This div right here that gives this Bluetooth image. Basically, you can remove it. It's just for aesthetic purposes, and you should be fine. The next one is a button that says search for devices, which is the button we saw here. The other elements don't seem to be visible right now, which is a div widget and a div inside of it with class log, and then a div with two containing buttons with an on and off that we saw later. Okay, so if we go to CSS, we'll see everything in here is completely optional. If we completely cut this out, you'll see it continues to work, but it's very vanilla in form. We put this back, and it gives us this nice styling. All completely optional. You can completely delete it and style it any which way you like. If we go to the JavaScript, this is really the logic that interacts with the Bluetooth service. Now, the first thing you see here is we're defining our model just like you see on a custom widget. And go to a custom widget, and you can see a tutorial about that on the YouTube page. We're importing jQuery, and we're importing our Bluetooth service. jQuery is going to be referenced as a $, and the Bluetooth wrapper is going to be referenced as BTW from now on. We're creating an object just like we always do in a custom widget, and then at the end we return this object. This object has an initialize function. That's the method needed for all custom widgets. And what we're doing here is we're creating a function called start. And what this does, it calls our Bluetooth wrapper object that we received here as we import Bluetooth service, and it says show connect to device dialog. Basically, that's this. This is a built-in function that allows you to display a list of previously paired devices. It's a helper class. You don't necessarily have to use this. You can develop this yourself. It's just a helper class that's built into the wrapper that allows you just to give a list of devices. Now, on the success of this, so if I actually click on any one of these, return back a function and pass me the parameter of the device ID. Now, basically what I do with the device ID is then I handle the on button, and I say write 1 to this device. On the off button, I write 0 to the device. I subscribe to this device, and I say all the data that's coming back, enter it into the log, as you can see here. And then if it fails, say fail to alert. and on the widget button, which is basically this button here, it says hide the log, hide the image, and basically the search devices shows and hides certain elements, just like you see here, where it hides the previous screen or elements and then shows the paired devices. Once I select the paired device, it shows the on and off. Okay, let's take a look at our Arduino code and see what this actually does. So, without going into too much detail on the Arduino side, all I do is I communicate with pin 13. I set it as an output pin. I have a logic function that basically says if I receive a state, if it's 0, turn it off. If it's 1, turn it on. Otherwise, say I don't understand. And then keep a counter of how many times it turned on. And then return that in the serial port. Return back how many times it went on. So in the logic loop, it checks if the serial port is available, then read a single character from there, and then call the run logic function that runs this logic. Okay, let's actually see this in action. Now, our Arduino project here needs to be turned on, so I'm going to plug it into a USB port. You can see it's receiving power now. And I'm going to take our application that we just developed and actually put it on a phone, so my phone through its Bluetooth peripheral will actually communicate with this. Okay, now this is my phone right next to the Arduino project, and this is the app that we actually just created. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Bluetooth test. And as you can see, it's exactly what we see on the emulator. But this time when I hit search for device, I'm going to see here that these are actually paired devices that my phone is paired up with. I paired with this device a few minutes ago, so I'm going to go ahead and just click on that. There we go. And if you notice, now we have the off and the on button right here. Now, if I turn the on button, this LED light should start turning on. So let's give it a try. Turned on. And as you can see here, it says on count 1, off. On, counter went and became 2, and then you can see here the log of what's going on. So here's on, off, on, off, on, off, on, and you can see here counter turned to 6. So I'm going to go and I'm going to tweak this code just a little bit and see what else we can do here. Okay, I'm going to add another button here. And I'm going to call this blink. And we'll call this BTN blink. And basically what I want this to do is I want the light to automatically turn on and off on its own. So let's go to our JavaScript here. What we want to do here is we handled the on button, the off button. What I also want to do here is I want to handle I want to say show this first thing, and I say I want to handle the click event. On the click event, here's a function, and this is what I want you to do. So here's the function. Let's see what we want to do with this. I want to set an interval that does something. So here's another function that's going to do something, and have this happen every half a second. Let's see what we want this to do. I want to say, I'm going to create a variable out here called variable on equals false. And I want to say if on, then btw dot write off. Else, write 1. Now there's different ways of writing this that are more efficient, but for Readability, I'm going to keep it as is. And I'm going to say on equals not on. So if it's false, make it true. If it's true, make it false. And this is going to happen every half a second. Okay, based on this. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and hit publish right now, and let's see what it looks like on the device. So here's publish. And now you can see there's this small blink button, since we didn't style it, it's just sitting there. I'm going to go ahead and hit click on it. And if you notice, counter is going up and it's blinking every half second. So hopefully that illustrates the capabilities that you could do on a simple form of Bluetooth communication. So hopefully that helps you understand how to communicate with your Bluetooth device. Obviously, whether you're pairing with a Bluetooth thermostat, a Bluetooth medical device, or anything else, your data may be a lot more complex. However, the fundamental communication should be the same.